Alright, hello and welcome to the SMC Tactical vs Mob Squad match. Hey, we should be seeing some good games. I'm receiving many Steam messages. Alright, nice. Sickness is going to send me the password when they get the lobby up. Nice and organised so far. Hopefully carries on for the rest of the match. Anyway, welcome to the third, I believe, cast. Yes, third cast of today. It was Silent Night, I believe, casting earlier, possibly Nightfire. Not entirely sure, and I don't have the ability to check without hiding all of my OBS setup. So I'm going to avoid doing that because it's a pain. But it's very late here casting this. It is midnight. I'm going to deliver this to you anyway because I sacrifice things for you lot. I'm being asked if I'm in a lobby. I'm in fact not. Europe. But anyway, we should be seeing some very nice games here. Mob Squad were, along with SMC technically, in the ESL Invitational, though Mob Squad did lose one of their star players to the winners Globochem. Regardless of that fact, we should hopefully be seeing some good games, but apparently they were seemingly kind of falling off their horse of high skill gameplay a little bit. They lost their first two matches, I believe, and they won their most recent one. Let's double check that, I'm not entirely certain. Yes, they lost their first two matches and won their third. That is indeed correct. Back up, I tabbed everything out again, checking that. But yeah, we should be seeing some really nice games here, and at the end of the cast, if any of you lot from the giveaway are around in here, we'll be announcing the winners at the end. Keys given to me courtesy of the Onward devs and also the VR Master League. Hopefully that lobby comes up soon so we won't spend too much time waiting around, as it's quite difficult coming up with things to talk about when you're all on your lonesome. Kinda wish I had a co-caster. Makes things much easier. The controller is making flashing noises. I'm hoping we're going to see some more aggressive gameplay, because during the previous match I casted, which was Legionnaires versus Animal House just early today, starting 4 PM BST, they were surprisingly slow for most of the match, really. Only really picking up for the second and third maps, maybe the final rounds of the first map rather. I'm hoping we see some nice quick turnabouts every single round. We don't want to spend too much time in planning. I'll have my timer so I can start whipping the proverbial rule book at them if they take too long between the rounds. But I don't think they're going to spend like 5 minutes every single round, or at least I hope they don't. Yeah, as usual, if there are any issues with audio or video or overlays or something like that, keep in mind there is a 6-minute delay, so it'll take 6 minutes for me to react to anything you say on stream, that is. I can still see what you're reading in real time, just you get the idea. You're not watching the real time me. But yeah, if there are any issues, just alert me. 6 minutes, hopefully fixed. Even better if I fix it before that. Looks like they should hopefully be hopping in a lobby, since I've just received a Steam message. They've told me the password, so we should be hopping in within a few minutes, hopefully. In the meantime, I will be collecting some nice clips of the gameplay we saw just earlier today, and I'll give you guys the music while we wait.
over here on the left side, we have see. And 10, he's pushing.
Alright, we are back, we are ready, we're in the lobby, just waiting on 2 members of Mob Squad. Seems the only members we are missing is the team captain, our Semper, and 1 other. I believe it may be the roster quickly. S3 House, that's it, or possibly Plots or Nolomites. Either one of those 3, all possible they could hop into this game here. I will bring you over towards the gameplay screen. And watch me fill in the names of the teams here. We will set up some cameras across the world. Hopefully I will remember what these cameras are. Audio is a little bit loud there, fix that, there we go. You know, this screen isn't so pretty. You can go back to this for a while. I'll only be setting cameras for like 3 minutes or so. You can bear with in the meantime. But we are going to see a red car objective start off with just 1 final camera, and we will be hopping into this lobby all ready to go. There we go, this red car objective. It's going to be a pretty nice one to defend. To attack rather, for SMC Tactical starting off with, and this map was picked by SMC Tactical, so probably got some nice tactics. I know they do like to play very, very aggressive on this map. They really love to smoke up the west side just here and just completely push everybody across the street. Maybe they leave 1 guy somewhere around here, maybe on this corner, just and pop some shots off over towards the gardens, but in general, they're very aggressive. If you've just come from the, if you've come from the ESL cast that's recently happened, I hope you enjoyed it. It was some pretty good matches, and hopefully you see just the same amount of skill involved in this match here. For the Globochem versus SMC Tactical, Globochem versus Danglers match, and also the Boss Fight versus Lemons match, both started off kind of one-sided until the final map, so maybe they just want to hide their tactics for that final map, as just only get the maps they really needed to win and then just relax. I need to confirm something quickly. Let me check the Onward VR Master League site, which can be found at vrmasterleague.com. I believe a new team may have popped up in America's East that everyone will be very happy to hear exists. And indeed, it does exist. We'll bring this up here for you. There you go. North London Killer has found it. Start the game, bruv. I think we're all going to be happy to see this here. I hope that showed up on stream. I couldn't actually see OBS doing that, so I'm going to just trust, I'm going to have faith in my setup, and that you did in fact see that. Don't worry, Smithy, I've got the stopwatch as well. Not a physical one, I kind of wish I did have a physical one. Just a digital one built in. But these two members of Mod Squad are really taking their time here. I'll be keeping an eye on the clock here just to really whip that rulebook at them if they take too long yet again. In fact, just out of spite for people that take too long, I'm bringing up the rulebook. I'm checking what the rules are for how long they take. The rulebook is up, and the whip is very ready to strike people with it. And they've lost another member. This is not encouraging for Mob Squad. Once they hit 20 minutes past the initial scheduled match start time, which was midnight 13 minutes ago, in just 7 minutes at 12:20 they will be actually I've looked at the rules and I've immediately forgotten them. Yeah, once a 20-minute buff has elapsed, the team that is not ready or responsible for the delay forfeits the first map 4-0. Mob Squad's not going to want that. I almost don't really want to enforce that because that's rather harsh, really. But for casting, it is very much needed. Just to double check, I will clarify if it's okay for me to enforce that. Hopefully there are league mods online, which there are. Hopefully should be getting some insight into that now, or within the next few minutes, so hopefully Discord doesn't ping at me. And we'll be just waiting on these members of Mob Squad who are really taking their time here. Hello Auto. I love you too. And what's my prediction on this? That's a really hard choice. Because of their performance recently, I'm gonna have to say SMC Tactical. Though Mob Squad might be starting to wake up here with their plays, I think SMC Tactical is going to be able to walk away with it. This first map of Suburbia, I'm going to call a 4-2. 4-2, maybe a 4-3. That's what I'm calling now. You've heard it here first, people. Yeah, I've received insight on that rule now. I will advise the teams as required. I would probably do that now. Just in case they say anything, I'm going to mute the desktop audio. And hopefully they're not talking tactics, because it feels really, really awful to hear things like that through casting powers. It's awful. Should never gotten through team chat in the first place. Hopefully one of their members is not on team chat and I will tell them of it. Hold on, never mind, it looks like we might be rehosting. Maybe they just had issues getting into that lobby because members of both teams are just piling out. Yeah, and it looks like there is a rehost going on. All members of SMC Tactical did leave. I'll just cut away to the title card. You can't look at this. Too unprofessional. And you'll see the password. That's unacceptable. And there we go, we are back in the lobby. Should hopefully be starting. I'll be starting to warn them relatively soon.
My God.
I received a message from Sickness. Yeah, they were rehosting STB houses in, so this is looking better for Mob Squad. But the objective has now changed against SNC's favour, going from a raid car objective to a garage objective. Pretty rough. As you can see on the map here, I swiped all my cameras. This rehost, it's ruined me. And here's a note to the devs, we would very much like preset cameras and saved cameras positions. Be very nice. I'll just quickly set some cameras while I can. And here we are, Ken is in, our Semper is in, Pipshu's in, STB House is in. We have 1 minute left on the clock, so I will go ahead and warn them then. I think their final member is going to be in very soon, and it's apparently SMC's call as to whether it's an issue, unless it goes on too long. In that case, it will be down to a mod decision. That's as far as I understand it. I'll just mute it and notify them. Alright, news update. Looks like there's going to be a 15-minute delay on this match. They're going to try and get a reservist in, possibly wait for another player, not entirely certain, but they are definitely using their 15-minute timeout. So we're going to put you onto the countdown then. We will be reconvening at 12:35 BST. Unsure as to what that is in EST. You can convert it yourself. It's not my job. But here we go, we'll put you back on the countdown with some nice serene music, and we will be back in 15 minutes hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't take any longer than that. See you then. thing.
Maybe I've already lost my mind. Maybe we've come so far so fast and now there's no way we could ever go back. And now it's only a matter of time before a storm of wonder starts to fill my mind. And for the first time in a long time, you're the first one to make me feel like I want you more than I do. I cannot take my eyes off of you. If you're a storm, I'll dance in the rain. You took me in, swept me away. I'm tossed and turned, thrown by the wind. This is an orchestration of beautiful moments that I don't
Yeah, I've received on that rule now. So,
by my fingertips. I want you more than I do. I cannot take my eyes off of you. If you're a storm, I'll dance in the rain. And hold on by my fingertips. I want you more than I do. I cannot take my eyes off of you. If you're a storm, I'll dance in the rain. You took me in, swept me away. I'm tossed and turned, thrown by the wind. This is an orchestration of beautiful moments that I don't want to end. Hold on by my fingertips.
Alright, they've quickly grabbed the reserver, so hopefully, very hopefully, we're hopping in soon. Silent Synergy has hopped into this lobby and will be playing for Mob Squad in place of their 5th man. Unsure as to what happened with their 5th man. Normally, teams of this caliber don't really lose out on playing 5v5s with their full rosters, but I guess in this case he must have been late coming home. Or just mysteriously missing and slept through his alarms. That's a dangerous game. You don't want to play about with alarms. You've got to make sure you've got several set at all times. Received a Steam message. Looks like Cygnus is messaging me for concerns about us here, well, us as in me, hearing him, asking some questions. Let's see how this conversation develops. Issue resolved, so hopefully hopping in imminently. Probably bringing up on Mob Squad side, our Simper's bringing up Silent Synergy up to speed with the team's plan for this round, which is going to be, as we discussed earlier, the garage objective. Unlike what it was in the previous lobby of a I've got to do this. I'm sorry everyone. Okay. I've been robbed. You can't actually go through that easily. I'm sorry, but I had to do that, everyone. Check the stream, everything's okay. They might possibly just be waiting until their timeout is actually over. I hope that isn't the case, because we are going to be sitting here for another 5 minutes if so. But Synergy is all ready, Mob Squad is all ready. He says that as he unreadies. Come on Synergy. There you go, Synergy. Now we're just waiting on SMC Tactical's team to ready up. The crystal ball, Smithy, I didn't even see that comment until earlier. The crystal ball is very much intact. It is indestructible. You cannot touch it. And Sickness has already dubbed all up on Sota now with his intimidating mask. Not sure why he wore it during the Invitational, but he did. He did some magnificent poses. I can't help but imagine him like that during every match now. It's very enjoyable to me. And I've received a Steam message, probably from Cygnus yet again, asking if I'm good to go. And yet they are going to be starting now. Finally, let's check the time here. 12 minutes 32. Brushed them off, but it's okay. 12 minutes 32, 32 minutes past the initial date. the initial time rather, we are starting off. Mom Squad having to bring in that reservist. STB house, probably going to go for the centre house. Much like his name implies, going to go for that centre house, try and defend it. I'm curious as to what SMC is going to do here. Lots of smoke's coming out already. Not sure where that smoke went. That was perfectly over towards the burning building, giving them pretty nice action. Yeah, not action. Area to move around in safely over towards that lane 3. Shots coming out all the way, already over towards the spawn house. We tab out because that's ruining my frame rate, but here we go. More shots coming out over towards the spawn house. Looks like it's just some suppressive fire. Not much to worry about. But Punkate's trying to probe the centre house a little bit. Maybe looking for synergy. Making in some moves. Silent does try and get that shot off, but he cannot make it. Pancake knows he's there now. They might try and pre-nade it. One going down the garden. Synergy also tagging Pancake. Completely confirmed. SB house was down just in the spawn house garden though. And looks like Captain Sota might try and... No, it's a smoke. What is Sickness doing? Going along the inside of this wall here. Probably going to try and get a shot on our Semper on that second floor.
Chowdy's still up there in the window.
Captain Sota running over towards the centre house, picking up with Synergy. Clearly they didn't hear him there. Another member of SMC Tactical went down in the lane 4. Tried to push out through the smoke and it just didn't work out. But Sickness gets the refrag anyway. Our Semper also taken down. But Sickness is refragged from a flanker. Synergy from the spawn house still. They just didn't expect him at all. They just completely ignored him. It's going to be all up to Beefy now. Beefy and his magnificent beard. I'm not sure he's going to pull off a 1v3 here. Though he does have plenty of time to manoeuvre around. Beefy's got a tablet on the floor. Synergy's got to know where he is. He could have heard that from across the house. They know he's in there. Well, out here rather. He's going to be throwing a flash, I believe. Yeah, he throws a flash over towards the middle of nowhere, gets nobody. Synergy watches Beefy just run up, he just completely ignores him. He knows he's there though. Beefy takes out one of the spawn house gardens. I'm not sure Synergy did actually know that, he didn't bother to call it in. What is going on with Synergy there? But Beefy's going way too high, almost getting caught by STB house from the tank. Lots more shots about to come out from STB house. But never mind, Beefy tags him just in the tiny little nook from the tank. But Synergy's going to be watching this stairwell and he tags Beefy coming down. Very smooth. Synergy really picked up, like, the reservist there, really working for SMC Tactical here. He's putting in his weight. It's worth its, he's worth his weight in gold. I think I messed that up, but we're going to roll with that. Something is worth its weight in gold. You'll have to figure out what. Going 4-0 in the first round. SMC Tactical's got to be pretty worried about him now. Fear not, Solo. Fear not. Probably just waiting on our Sempri to ready up, probably patting Synergy on the back again after that round. I'm still amazed that SMC Tactical just ignored him. They didn't bother to check that corner, even though he shot several times. They just walked straight past. Yeah, we're going to be starting now. Onto this second round of Suburbia. It's going to be the same objective, of course, the garage. This time with SMC Tactical on the offense. Sickness discussing the enemy team's seemingly ace reservist here. We've already got smokes coming out from SB house over towards the garden there and pre-fire from the centre house. SB house going to be looking for some pics over in the what would you call this area? Let's call it playground bushes. That's what I normally call it. I just forgot. And he's going to be trying to nade that burning building, or not. He's going to nade the black car. Doesn't work out. Maybe he was aiming for those crates instead. Possibility. It was ineffective either way. But Captain Soto might peek this corner. He peeks the corner, gets taken up by STB. I need to remember to use these cameras. I'm not used to it. I don't use them too often. We do have Squiggy moving up this lane 1. I'll refresh the map. Shots coming out over towards the east side. It looks like SB house was taken down from the spawn house. Nice long range of sight there. Brassmout's in a dangerous position. If he just moves forward, tries to get into the main room, he's going to get taken down by Squiggy here. Brassmouth is looking over towards the tank there. Just trying to get an angle on the objective of the tank rather, because that smoke's got him rather spooked it seems. But there's nothing to fear. That west side, that east side rather, is nice and empty. He's going to be doing some bush peeking here. Should be able to see Sickness through the bush really. Let's take a look. What can he see? Ooh, it's going to be hard. He's going to have to stand up. Very risky. And even then it's quite hard to see if he's there. But shots coming out from Mr. Beefy. No, that was Pone Cake from the centre house instead. Almost hitting our Emperor, I believe. That was very close. But shots coming out from the centre house over towards the spawn house rather. Over towards the Skruken on that lane 1. Shots narrowly missing him. Nice smoke onto the objective. That's completely blind, Mr. Beefy. One taken down, Squiggy taken down. Our Sempers took control of the centre house. Pone somehow oblivious to him. But our Semper's on his he's on his tablet, but it doesn't matter. He one-hands his gun, headshotting Pone moving up those stairs. Squiggy is still down. It's a 2v2 situation with one res possible from Mob Squad here. He's going to get a nice flank onto Sickness from behind these bushes here. The crates rather. All of a sudden it's a 2v1 with a res possible for Mob Squad. Synergy really putting in some work here. 5-0. I'm surprised no one's picked him up. If not, I believe he might have been a member of Burning Chrome in the past. The name definitely is definitely recognisable to me. Mr. Beefy might get taken down by the ace reservist here. If he peeks through this window, he's going to be in serious trouble. He gave away his position with a shot over towards Squiggy. He misses. Sergeant's going to peek this corner. Peeks the corner and takes him down. He thought he was thinking about it there. He was thinking, should I go for the cap? I might be able to pull this off. But he decided against it. Get that kill. Make it 2-0. Nice and safe. If you are from the giveaway page on r/5 and r/Oculus, You may not know too much about Onward if you're just here to watch your name possibly be pulled at the end of the cast. This is Onward. We've got Mob Squad and SMC Tactical, both teams that were very highly ranked. I believe they were in the top 4 in the America's East Division. Well, the only America's Division. And they went to the ESL Invitational, and there was some serious competition between all 4 teams here. Beginners maybe less so. They got rather stomped. They came back from the Invitational and they've been changing up their play a little bit since. But Mob Squad and SMC Tactical, even after Mob Squad lost their star member Arsenic, they're still trying to be a top team, and that's nice. And this round is going to be starting now.
We had fucking 5 guys ready. Don't.
Let's keep away from Mob Squad there. SMC Tactical rather.
And I'm looking to the right.
No caps. You're watching the objectives, because they're gonna smoke us right here. You got no
It looks like I believe that is Squayuken. Maybe STB House giving out directions for Silent Synergy rather. Telling him where he should go, where the rest are going to go, and oily smoke coming out onto the red car, blocking that corner perfectly. Look at that. Give a quick refresh of the map, and there's going to be some early conflict here between Pancake and STB. STB rushes out, Pancake hears him. Gets some shots over, one taken down already by Pancake. Whereas the map and Synergy might have a confrontation here. He's looking for him, he's not being able to catch him because Synergy isn't going to peek that corner, he's going to stay on that porch nice and safe. See him twerking into the wall a little bit. But still, lots of smoke, and they've got 2 members of SMC Tactical moving up the west side along with some smokes, but they might be under threat from Squayuken sitting on this porch. If he goes for the cross, gets taken out by Squayuken, finished off as well. Bonecake goes for the peak as well, takes down Squayuken, real nice refrag from SMC Tactical. And it looks like our Semper in the northeast did manage to take down Mr. Beefy as he tried to peek this east side. But then behind there was a refrag from Sickness crawling from the side of the bus. 3v2 situation for SMC Tactical. I think Brastamaf's going to expect Synergy here. He's taking this a really wide angle. He doesn't expect it, Brastamaf taken down, but Sickness knows he's there now. He's going to be waiting for him. This is really dangerous for Bonecake. He has no idea that Pikachu is just to his left. He's peeking over towards the bushes, he's completely preoccupied. 2v1 situation, they could in theory get the cap here. If Sickness fell back, went through that garden area here, went straight up here, maybe some distraction from Pancake, they could in theory cap this, but I think they go nice and safe. But it doesn't matter, Pancake is taken down, 1v1 situation. But this is a bad angle to defend the objective from. Pikachu has to move here. A move he does. Moving up to the silver car, manages to spot Sickness all the way on the other side of the map. Sickness peeks out here, he's going to be in trouble. He's going to need the assistance of smokes and nades if he wants to survive. Shots coming out, Sickness tags. Pikachu doesn't play about here. 3-0 on Suburbia so far. I gotta admit, I didn't expect this. My crystal ball is well and truly shattered. I think it's time to bin the crystal ball, or maybe giving it a very good polish. Because this is not looking good for my prediction. Looks like Sickness is going to be discussing for his team for quite a while. That's rather expected since they want to try and pull this back 0-3. This was their map choice. So losing this would not be a good sign for them. Oh, hay fever, awful. While I'm here, I will very quickly fix this. There you go, should be looking a little bit smoother now. There you go, much smoother. Looks like there was a false start and they still have yet to start. Arsemper probably unready at the last minute to discuss things with his team. You never know in these situations without actually being in there with the team. Let's take a look. Well, we don't need to take a look. It's going to be the red car objective as with the previous round. Considering what Mob Squad's been doing so far, we haven't seen enough of them attacking the north objective, so I have no idea what they're going to be doing. But we're going to be hopping into this round. Mr. Beefy unready at the last moment. They're going to be committing suicide. Or rather not. Mr. Beefy, I think, is bugged out.
I don't have a weapon.
They need to restart here.
Do it now. Do it.
There is going to be a round restart, as it looks like SMC Tactical did have a bug at the start of the round and Mr. Beefy did not spawn in properly. Hopefully hopping straight in, maybe Mr. Beefy's going to swap out his helmet a little bit, ensure everything is nice and ready to go, and we'll be hopping in shortly. And here we go, hopping in now. Just check the, yeah, everything seems good. Here we are, hopping in now.
Sitting there laughing, but their sub is 7-1 in that fucking business.
Here, guys.
And it's like they're going to be giving out oaks. I thought those might be, what are they called, drum mags, but no, they're in fact smokes. You're going to get some nice smokes coming out from Scuggy and STB House.
Throw grenades. The big grenade, that whole area over there on the right. Let's just hand out behind.
Early smokes coming out, thrown very nicely. Looks like it was directly on the red car. I'll have to see exactly where it lands though. No, it falls short. Just sitting at the bushes. But this is an aggressive position from Sickness. Not sure they're going to expect them to be here. Sickness just keeping a nice eye out over that playground entrance and also this far east side rather. Maybe kind of unnecessary since he has a member of SMC Tactical watching over there as well. He should be able to just nice and safe just sit here and just listen out for anyone moving behind those bushes and also just keep watching over here. He might be able to get a full team wipe here. 4 members looks like they're in the playground. But the second he fires off some shots, he's probably going to be naded 5 times to hell and back. And he stands up, that's a risky move, takes down Synergy, the real nice pick. Pikachu's hunting for him behind the bush though.
Soda, that's you, man.
Flashed out over towards the playground, unsure as to what that was supposed to do. A nade comes out from Pikachu, landing directly on Sickness's head.
From playground.
Mouth is just crouching in the middle of the street, not sure what the plan is here. This is incredibly risky. Maybe he's hiding behind the tree as cover. I would not like to bet my life on that, but Poopachu's right next to him. He takes down Poopachu. Arsemba's coming around the corner, prone as well. Brastmouth's going to catch him if he's not totally blind. Arsemba's going for the cap, but he gets taken out by Brastmouth. That was way too obvious, but they've got a 3-0 lead. What's there to lose? Arsemba's not actually dead, he's only down. And at some point a member of Mob Squad did go down the west side as well. Not sure when this, actually no, that was Synergy, never mind. But SMC Tactical have this round locked down. It's a 1v4 situation. There's no way he can get that res off. Should be a cut case for SMC Tactical here.
Say again.
Arsemba is in fact calling out info. For some reason, Brastmouth isn't finishing him off.
Stepped in on the left corner of that patio.
He's being quiet, but he's definitely still there. Brastmouth does eventually finish him off. It's all up to Squiggy now. I can't put away the crystal ball. It's too good, Smithy. It's too good. Let's squeeze in a serious pinch here. Punkate's going to peek out here and just take him down. But no, he can't see him because of the bollard and all these little shrubs. And Captain Sota's right next to him. Single shuffle and he's just going to call him out. Punkate will pop up and vaporize him. Maybe also Mr. Beefy on that west side. Punkate does peek out and takes down Squiggy. SMC Tactical finally takes a round, breaks the streak of Mob Squad there. And if you want to pull up your multi-stream, there is the Sinister Pride versus Stone Cold Killers match going on Onward Master League 2. If you want to pull that up on a multi-stream, or even just switch over to that, but I recommend staying here because this is a prime matchup. I have forgotten to use the time, but oh well. These round turnabout times have been rather short so far, so not too much of an issue. Going to be waiting on Synergy and Sickness yet again though. Synergy is his skills appear to be wearing off a tiny bit now. 4th round and he's still on the same score as the 3rd. Still on the same score of the 2nd rather. We are on the 4th, so he did not get any kills during the 3rd round. Picked off very quickly from a nice peek from Sickness from that forward silver car position. And everybody has already done now, should be hopping in just a minute, and here we go. Here we go. It didn't work out when I pressed enter the first time, so I have to do it again.
Listen, you guys understand?
Listen, Brass, I want you going inside, I want Pancake going inside, and I want Soda going inside. Beefy and I are going to handle the external things.
Nice planning out. Looks like they're going to send 3 towards the center house, and the other 2 are just going to handle everything outside of it. What if it's going to be a hard rush, or they're going to wait for the outside squad to clean up a little bit? But no, look at these smokes. It's going to be nice and aggressive. Pipichu's probably going to wreck this. Take down Captain Sosa, but gets refragged. They're continuing straight in. Homecake taken down by the first house. Brassmouth trades with the refrag. SB house down. Sickness gets that res on towards Brassmouth. Brassmouth takes one down top of the stairs, goes straight up, taken out by Arsemper. Arsemper completely killed Sickness Resible. Beefy's going upstairs. He gets a flash out. It doesn't work out. He dies. Sickness and Mr. Beefy both dead. He can't get the res off. He doesn't keep his rifle out. And he gets punished for it. Synergy bobbing up and down in excitement there. The Mob Squad are going to take that 4-1. That is significantly more brutal than I initially expected. And looks like the second map is going to be Quarantine 1 here.
What team do you guys want?
Right, looks like SMC Tactical did also pick the second map. Maybe they're going to take Volk. No, they are going to take Volk, so they did not pick this map. This is Mob Squad's pick. Let's set up some cameras. You can stare at the scoreboard for a little bit. The cameras are all set up now, so we're just waiting on the teams. That is Sickness, Sota, Synergy, Arsemper. That is all we are waiting on now, so we should be hopping it in the next 2 or 3 minutes, I would say. That's what I'm hoping, at least. The crystal ball is very murky. What a change of events. They are going to be bringing in Landon Jordan, their 5th player. Looks like he just got back and has warmed up, and they're going to be bringing in for this second map. Synergy, wait. Who was, Landon Jordan just joined, so who on SMC Tactical just left? Can't remember. I thought Synergy was on SMC Tactical for a minute, but he's very much not. Who is it? Let's check the rosters. Looking like Brassmouth has just left it to make space for Landon Jordan, who is one of their top players. I wonder if we're going to see the tires change here from a 4-1 over towards a 0-4. Every member of both teams readied up now. They should be hopping in just imminently, but You never know, they could just delay again, just to spite me. I've received another Steam message, probably from Sickness. It's not from Sickness, it's from some totally unrelated unrelated person that I've not spoken to in a very long time. I will deal with that later, but we're going to be seeing a West Korea objective to start off with. Kind of a rough objective to start off with, depending on the spawn. Yeah, it's a rough spawn. They can catch them going either side. Pancake and Sota are going to be looking out for them crossing. And looks like Pancake did catch all of them moving across that north. Imagine Punka's going to be playing pretty aggressive here, try and box him in a little bit, trying to apply some very early pressure to the wound that is being seen this early. And here's Sickness from miles away giving out instructions to Pancake. Some really nice suppressive fire coming from Pancake in the burning building. But they do see Pancake. Sickness, not Pancake. They do see Pancake, that's what I meant to say. So he's got to be playing pretty careful now. He can't afford to just rush out.
Oh.
Almost getting tagged there from the little hill there. But he's going to be smoking it out, probably moving up to the little hill just to his northeast. Or not. Maybe he's going to get a flank going. No, because he is going to go to that little hill where he's going to encounter SB House in just a few moments. Okay, sees his gun peek out just before his body does. And he gets taken down. Okay, does see one more move across that northeast side. It looks like another went down as he tried to cross to the APC. Nice shots coming out from the roof, which I believe is Captain Sota. Yes, it is. This last member of Mob Squad, well, second to last, Poopachu, has got to be getting pretty nervous here. His only other buddy is moving along this south street, where he will be immediately seen from burning if he does move. But aside from that, every other member of SMC Tactical is looking north, or is positioned in a way that they would not be able to see him. If she's pretty nervous, let's get that look in his eyes. Unending stares. Interesting. It's good to know. I've discovered a source of bugs, so we will just ignore that now. Because he did manage to get a kill, I believe, on towards that here North Hill, which he did. Might go for the looting on his friend's corpse, but Captain So's going to be coming over the hill like some kind of monster and just take him down. He did throw a nade towards the roof, but it's too far left to catch Sota. All up to that final member now, our Semper. As usual it seems, he's always the last guy left to get stuck in the east side. Maybe try and cross over towards south. If Sickness peeks around this corner just right... Ooh, his tracking wigged out there. But if Sickness peeks this right now, he's going to get a nice shot onto Semper. He's calling out to Landon to get some nice shots. Our Semper walks halfway across the street before finally being caught up by Landon. You can see his tracers here everywhere but around him, forming a complete silhouette on the floor. They took that round 4-5. They did not mess about there, picking up those 5 kills in relative ease. So Sickness again is just discussing tactics with this team. Going to be taking a wild hop into this round. So I will quickly check things and hopefully they don't start too early. That's all good. Everything's in order. We should be hopping it imminently now that Sickness is kind of flashing his ready up sign. They're certainly taking their time. I almost wish I started the timer yet again. In fact, I'll do it now. Just in case they spend 5 minutes on top of this, like 2 minutes already. Somehow this match has already gone on for an hour and 20 minutes. It definitely doesn't feel like it. But then again, the first 30 minutes were us waiting around. First 40 minutes rather. Sickness has readied up. We're going to be hopping into this round imminently. It's going to be a west objective with Mob Squad on the defense. And here we go, starting off with the second round on the second map here. Previous map, in case you just hopped in, it was 4-1 to Mob Squad. Pretty unexpected. Looks like SMC Tactical is beginning to wake up on this second map.
Keep your eye out for it.
It's going to be a crater spawn. I imagine Synergy's going to spot them from this burning building here. You get a really nice line of sight if you're on the stairs over towards that hill, but he drags his feet.
Crater spawn, at least 2 moving south, 3 moving south.
He drags his feet, but he does in fact see them crossing towards the south, but he doesn't see how many cross north. He pops up some shots over towards Motel, none of them hit. Not even sure how close they were to their target. SMC's going to encounter some issues. If they try and push up that north side, they've got one guy sitting in the north compound just on the wall, the other on the roof, who might be able to have some contact just in a minute. Captain Sosa taken down from the burning building by Synergy,
Enemy below roof and courtyard.
and another also taken down, not exactly sure where, in the middle of the street by VRML, holding his gun sideways. But wow, he hasn't seen Mr. Beefy just on the outside. That is seriously bad. Almost gets taken down. And it looks like overalls on that north side has retreated. It looks like SB has retreated from the north, fell back over towards the crater. The ravine rather. Probably a decent move now that they've got the roof under control and there's no rushes towards the north.
There was one on North Road at Middle Tank.
Buchan's giving out all the info he can see. Mr. Beefy's in a rather precarious situation here. He's got an enemy on the roof, an enemy at Burning, and three other enemies in unknown locations. So he does pop off some shots over towards Burning. 0 connections. Maybe just a little bit suppressive fire, try and distract them for the rest of his team to move up, try and get that res. And they did come out apparently. Somehow Not sure whose nade that was, because that was perfectly on point and that somehow fully killed him. I didn't even notice. But he was completely killed just on the tank from a really nice nade from the members of Mob Squad. Probably from Synergy, possibly his own nade dropped at his feet. I'm not entirely certain. Lots of shots from Beefy towards Wuken though. They all just fly past his head, probably killing some bird 5 kilometers away, you never know. Bullet drop on these guns is very slight. More shots come out of Skooken, don't hit anything though. Skooken's, however, right on target, take him down. They get the res in the North Street. SMC Tactical really not in a good way here. One guy going around the north, another popping off shots from the Humvees in the North Street. I believe that might have, Pancake might have actually hit Skooken there with a few shots. Not enough to take him down though. He's still very much alive and kicking. More shots, all of them missing. He ducks down, not ducks down, he prones just behind the wall. A flanker comes out, takes down Pancake. Really nice place from our Seba here. The remaining member of SMC Tactical Sickness is going to be having some issues now. He's got the pressure of every enemy in front of him and also all the flankers. 5v1. No kills from SMC just yet. Gonna encounter STB House the second he gets into this ravine. STB House sees him. Just too late though, Sickness does get the kill. And he also gets the kill on Skooken. He's on fire here, bringing it from 1v5 to a 1v3. He also sees another at the green car, not able to get shots, not able to get some shots over towards his body though, just in the general direction. Synergy's sitting at the cockpit though. This is a really dangerous move from Sickness if he moves up here. He immediately gets prone on the floor, but he's floating off the floor a little bit. Synergy's going to catch him the second he moves up to this fence. But they don't see each other. Maybe a little bit of FOV limitation here. Synergy completely blind to Sickness moving up here. And Sickness is completely blind to Synergy moving to Burning. That would have been a nice and easy pick for him to get. But he's going to smoke out over towards the objective, cause some chaos, make them very uncomfortable. But Sickness is going to see Synergy 1v5 from a 1v2. And Sickness is going to move the objective. He's going to encounter the, not sure where the other guy is. He's coming in from the north. He's going to be a flank on Sickness. Going to get pincered by Pupchu at the same time. Pupchu is taken down by Sickness. Sickness go for the cap here. 40 seconds left on the clock. Last member is too far away, our Semper, but no. He goes around the long route. He'd just gone straight into the smoke, straight into the cubby hole and gone for the cap. They would have got that. That could have been a 3-1 on the second round. And they're all readied up, ready to get into this third round here. I imagine Sickness is going to be kicking himself there. He bang it down from a 1v5 to just to a 1v1 before getting picked off from the flanking Semper. If he hadn't initiated that flank, I imagine things would have gone very differently for Mob Squad there. Nice decision. Surprisingly taking their time here. I imagine Sickness is discussing with his team. Please excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. I'm glad I can push the mute. That would have been very loud. It would have blown out your eardrums even with the compressor. We are going to be hopping into this third round now. Gonna be a North White Car objective. It feels like it's been forever since I've actually seen one of those.
take one.
I'm gonna go to the rooftop. They're starting to burning. They're starting to burning.
Okay.
Assemble looks like he's just standing on his lonesome.
Through tank court,
Past
yeah.
the gas station here.
Pipchu's Weekend and Synergy lined up in a nice file moving along towards the ambulance.
Will we die quickly?
Shots coming out, hits Synergy. Unable to actually take him down though. He goes for the heal on himself.
They're gonna know we're right here though.
A smoke coming out from Synergy popped very early, just going to the corner of burning building. SB House taken down along with Synergy. What is that angle? Just coming from the silver car at the valley. At Pipchu and Squeaken, the Star team are going to be taking up residence inside the burning building. Must be very cheap accommodation. But one taken down by our Semper in that northeast side. Thickness noticed there though. He's going to be hunting for him. Our Semper's making sure he's got that kill. Don't worry, he's already very dead. No need to pump even more bullets into him. Shots from Beefy. Going over towards burning building, they don't connect though. The nade comes out in Sickness. It explodes very high in the air. Somehow does tag him though. That's the power of airbursts right there. Don't know what airbursts are. If you detonate shots coming out from the roof building over towards Poopachu, Squeaken rather, takes him down. An airburst is when you detonate a grenade mid-air and it does. The AoE radius is much larger than if it was on the floor, since it goes by the kind of position of the nade, the position of the head rather than the body. It's weird. Can't really explain it in the middle of some action because our Semper was almost taken down from the roof there. I believe that is Captain Soaked on the roof. Yes, it is. And Sickness and Punkake can be watching out for him now. They both know he's behind that wall. A flash comes out, almost tags him. Allows Sickness to move along to that cement trucks area. Probably going to get a flank going. He's going to see him hanging out a little bit maybe if he gets closer. Should see his back. He does see his back. Takes him down, completely severing his vertebrae from the rest of his body. All up to Poopachu. 4v1 though. SMC Tactical really owning these Vault rounds. Not so much the Marstok ones though. I wonder if Poopachu's going to try and steal some of his friend's gear here. Got a nade on him. Knife and gun and a smoke. He's going to take that gun. I'm not sure he's going to take the smokes though. Takes the gun. He takes his other gun as a backup. But he doesn't take any smokes or nades. Personally, I would have taken those over the gun any day of the week. Whoops. There's my apology in chat for you all. I don't remember turning that on. I'm certain I did not turn the overlay on, but apparently I did. The overlay is up. Don't worry, you can see Pipchu in his final stand here. 1v4 in full visible quality. I'm certain I did not turn the overlay on. Oh well. She's going to slowly sneaking up to the base of the roof building here. Going to speed up a little bit, probably conscious of the time. Only a minute 45 left. But Ponecake's going to be waiting for him just around that corner to the east side. He's looking over towards the far east mostly. But if Pipchu's quiet, he could definitely get some shots inside inside the defence here. Like something twigged Poopachu. Got his gun up over towards the other side now. Maybe he just realised that there was in fact someone in burning earlier on in the match. Maybe you can hear Poopachu stomping about. I clicked on the wrong person, and there was a trade between Poopy Shoot and Pone Cake. I'm sorry for clicking on the wrong person, you had to miss the action. But it is what it is. I've got out all of my mess ups in one round. No more for the rest of the cast, I promise. Just to be safe, I'm going to enable the program that tells me unsure. But I will definitely be enabling the program that tells me I've got the overlay up. There we go, time 30 seconds, 45 seconds, minimize. There we go, we're safe. Oh, Semper's dragging his feet a little bit, probably going to try and secure this vault ground. I want to get some nice planning in. Enable the timer. There we go. Timer is enabled. Yes, whips can be found to the left in the box. I'm sorry for leaving the overlay up. It has been a while since I've done that. Yeah, that's it, Smiles. I sneezed. I forgot about the overlay. Don't blame me. Blame the hay fever. That was a little bit of a false start there. Our Semper's still not ready. I'd like to have ESL setups. They didn't leave the overlay on, that's for sure. We are going to be starting off with, again, the white truck objective. I've got it on the defense. See what their defense is going to be here. I imagine they're going to send one over towards the west office block, two over towards the east, one to the roof, and one defending the base of the roof. That's what I'm thinking. The SWB house is going to take up position in the white truck, one on the objective compound. And they did call out to gas station spawn. That's dangerous for mob squad here. That's a very quick spawn. Two on the roof. They're going to be looking out over towards that west side now. He's going to be hunting for Mr. Beefy peeking that corner. Mr. Beefy almost peeks it, decides against it. But he does catch one moving along the west side. That is Captain Sota. There he comes out onto the road. Very nearly takes him down, just a meter too far away. Lots of suppressor fire coming up onto the roof. Captain Sota going to be sneaking around that west side. Synergy's going to pop him some shots. They don't come out though. Captain Sota does manage to catch him. Synergy is down, their star reservist. Not getting back up.
Yeah, we have one on rooftop.
Let's take a look at what Captain Sota and Mr. Beefy are doing. They pop off some shots over towards that northwest office block. Mr. Beefy might have just catched our Semper's head moving about there behind the hill. Smoke coming out over towards the office block. Not sure how effective it was, I'm not even sure where it went. Looks like it landed on the roof. Shots, suppressive fire coming out over towards the office block. I'm going to try and move up with it. Going to have to expend another smoke to make up for the failure. Shots coming out from the roof. Captain Sosa taken down by Poop Shoot from the roof. I guess I didn't expect two on there. Pancakes can be hunting for him now that they know he's there, and as well as a lot of nades from Lantern and Pancake both. And sneaking up the east side of the objective, the roof, along with Sickness, who I didn't even notice got this far. Shots coming out. Pancake taken down. Rather not Pancake. No one did. Not sure when that guy went down then. It's been Mr. Beefy just peeking the corner earlier on the round. Somehow missed it, but Sickness is already at the tank. This is enormous. He takes down Poopshaw inside the objective. Skoyuken rather. He's in the northern combrand already. He's going to take down STB House and get this cap here, but no, he's hiding behind the wall, getting the cap. Finished off by STB House, who rushes the objective. But Skoyuken's taking down Poopshaw rather. He's taking down on the roof. So very similar names, get them mixed up a lot.
I think we lost Sickness.
Shots coming over towards our Semper, they all miss, but it's good distraction fire. STB House is going to be hunting him though. He is hunting him. Landon Jordan gets taken down by STB House, who cleaned up all of their main offense, making it 2-2. You know, I've not forgotten to turn it off this time. I even just earlier today, I got rid of my piece of paper that reminded me. It was sitting underneath my monitor saying overlay. I got rid of that and I've made my first overlay mistake in a while. I think there might have been a mistake removing it. Good, get it out of my bin. I've removed the piece of paper from my bin and I will be sticking it up yet again. I could just rewrite it in big characters. Do that instead. Please excuse me while I find a pen and paper. You might have just heard me cutting up the paper into a more manageable shape. We are going to be starting off now before I actually have any time to write this, so I will do it next round. We're going to be having a far east objective. I haven't seen one of these in a while, along with that north objective.
By the Humvee, use it as cover.
Looks like lots of smoke's going to come out over towards the south. They're going to try and get the cross here.
They're going to hit you at first, but they're going to hit you when you're almost at the end.
Pancake flails it over towards the street. Where does it land? Looks like it lands way too far away, both of the smokes. Then one of them was okay. Pancake's very much not okay. And Sickness in a quite interesting position here, prodding just by the wall here. Might be able to see him cross over.
They may have spawned north. I don't know, Landon. If you do that, you're going to be really badly out of position for it.
Looks like Sickness did not, in fact, actually see them. Poke's got a pretty forward position here at the tank. It's a quick refresh of the map here. Shots coming out over towards the gas station. Don't hit anybody though. But it did alert each other at both positions. Shots come out over towards the road. That's bad for Pancake. He's really trapped here now. Looks like that STB House on the roof takes down Pancake. Nice automatic fire coming out from Pancake there. Cygnus is moving from that wall position now over towards the far east burning building. Whatever, 2-story. Puts some shots over towards the roof and completely takes him down. SB House resable though. They're gonna get that res, go around the north, stay nice and low. Not gonna happen again. But there's not much movement currently though. There is two trying to push into the south though. Looks like they've given it up. They know there's someone watching it from the south hills. Synergy and Arsene are going to be pushing up through ambulance instead, it looks like. More shots coming from Sickness over towards the roof. He decides he can't stay up there any longer. It's too dangerous. Okay, miraculously, he's actually still alive. He has not been finished off yet. He's been calling them out this whole time. Buken is going to finish him off, though. There is no doubt about it in my mind.
Engine now.
Oh, the team kill comes out from SB House to the base of the roof, killing Buken. But I'm more disturbed about the fact how Pancake said engine. Engine. I'm not sure I can support SMC Tactical after hearing that that mess. That team kill is pretty bad for Mob Squad here. They were up 5-4 and now they are up 4 to, they are equal 4-4. Looks like Landing Jordan has traded with Cygnus on the centre position. I believe Cygnus might transition to being on the south side, or rather he was already in there. Cygnus is still very much in the two-story. Cygnus's building and also Landers look the same. I'm slightly confused after I've got to constantly worry about the overlay now. I'm kind of confused about what's going on in the match. Anyway, let's get back onto this. They are going to try and cross this south street with lots of suppressor fire towards the office block. So it is going to be hunting for him. If he tries to cross the corner though, he could spray through the car and catch one guy. Almost got caught there though. I don't think he's going to risk it. It's Poop Shoot behind the red car. Kind of just walking about. They don't really have much time. They don't have the luxury to move here. They kind of need to move in now. But they're going to run out of time very, very quickly. Looks like Arsene is going to push up hard in the North Street, but we still have one member of Mob Squad way up on the roof. Not sure what his plan is. Not yet, at least. It's not apparent. Captain Sota is going to be hunting for Arsene though. But he decides against it. Looking back to cover this south side, Flash comes out. Detonates just around the corner. That's going to make him quite nervous. He's going to try and peek it to catch anyone. A nade comes out. Almost takes Captain Sota a little bit to the left there, and he'd be on the floor screaming. Looks like shots over towards Arsempa maybe. Arsempa's pushing up hard to the Humvees here. Gets taken down by Mr. Beefy from the hotel. Also looks like a pick on SB House from the east side, rather southeast side. And another pick maybe on towards the yeah, on towards the north side, downing and finishing off Synergy on that north side. Looks like it's just up to Poop Shoe now on this south side. Very risky position. Don't really have the ability to move anyone. Lots of shots coming from the southeast. He's got to move or he's just going to get attrition down by Landon Jordan. He peeks the corner, gets taken up by Sickness, who's pretty nicely using these stairs for cover, covering his body from this particular angle. Nice. Anyway, 6 seconds left there. Not much he could really do. Moving in a bit quicker probably wouldn't be a good idea for SMC Tactical there. Globacam? Mob Squad rather. Anyway, I now have time, so I'll Get out my pen. Nice, big, bold letters. There we go, I've written overlay in big, big letters. And I will stick that just underneath my monitor, yet again, so I can stare at it. And we're going to be just waiting on Synergy and R-Semper again, just waiting on the planning phase to end. There's like a bit of a disconnect from our member of Mob Squad there. Synergy has dropped out. Maybe they're going to bring in their 5th member here. This could be a turning point for Mob Squad. Though Synergy was a real force for Mob Squad this match, it's always better to have someone that knows your plans, knows your team, and you know you play well with. He has yet to actually come in with their 5th member. This is slightly worrying. Really taking their time here. I feel like I need to start up the timer. Since we have time, let's give you the league out in case you are new to Onward or the Onward Master League. We're over to this for a little bit.
Looking to get into competitive virtual reality gaming? Register and compete for free at VRMasterLeague.com. Join hundreds of community members in the official Discord, where you can find a team, discuss a game, and more. Every week, teams from across the globe play for the chance to participate in the end-of-season championship tournament for prizes from league sponsors, ProTube VR, and VR Cover. Think you got what it takes? Join VR Master League.
Alright, welcome back. It looks like Synergy has reconnected now. We should hopefully be hopping in imminently if our Semper doesn't drag this out too long. And here we go, hopping in. Our Semper's still not ready. Clearly just a little bit of a warning beeps from Sickness, who's really leading the team there, 9-2. Most of those kills coming from that 1v5 rather, during the second round. Where we are all readied up and heading out now.
I'm watching right here for the cross, guys. I got the LMG, baby. I love this gun.
Yeah, because they're going to be watching for that southern cross. Try and catch anyone getting to that southeast office block.
They're crossing.
And they do call out that there is going to be a cross. They must see the smoke. Sickness is going to let one pass to the Humvee, it seems. Or rather, no, he doubles back. He gets halfway and gives up.
Yeah, but they've all smoked out now.
And looks like the smoke has blocked his view of them. But he's going to spray it anyway, just in case. It's far, far too late, though. Okay, we're already moving up to the tank, and another member of SMC Tactical, Ladd and Jordan, pushing up to this east ambulance wall. This is really aggressive at the minute. Normally you'd expect people to be here in another minute or two. It's only been 40 seconds.
At least one silent cell.
Looks like Ladd and Jordan's going to abandon the street attack here. Try it out on the southern side. But that Hills guy is going to be a mighty, mighty big threat. Synergy. On the prowl. And he's actually using the TAR-21. That is an interesting gun choice for Quarantine 1. But it looks like Ladd and Jordan did not trust himself. Maybe he saw the tip of Synergy's head and they fell back. Beefy's pretty far up on this northeast side though. Surprisingly so. And getting behind the motel, SB House going to be a threat though. If he looks through those windows at the right time. It's good by Beefy, and looks like Beefy has been spotted by House. You can't actually see him though. If he gets out of that palm tree cover, he's going to be a stain on the floor. But he has no desire to come up from behind the hill yet, it seems. He's just continuing to sit behind here, using that tree as cover from the window. Well, let's sink behind this little hill. But the rest of his team, Ladd and John, going to be pushing up through the south side. Actually, a member of Mob Squad Synergy did go down the hills. Must have been a spray coming from Ladd and Jordan, possibly sickness. They're going to be moving up here, but I don't think they're going to expect our Semper on the office block, 3rd floor. That's a relatively uncommon position, being that high up. But Sickness does try and go for the objective and gets caught up by Poochie. Very brash there. Looks like 2 went down the northeast as well. Not sure who got them. Must have been SB House getting both. Beefy and Sota. Oh, it's a pound cake with those 2 res possible. But they're both in quite exposed positions. It's going to be risky. Mr. Beefy must have peeked out from his little nice safe area, but maybe not. But where he got shot from? Possibly from the office block. Maybe he went into another window. Not entirely certain. The Land Jordan's actually still alive. We missed that somehow. He did take down our Semper. And if Punker can get a good distraction here, he might be able to get the cap. It would be incredibly risky. He's likely just going to cause some serious havoc, take it 4-2. There's just that. Two minutes left on the clock. Ladd is just keeping an eye on his tablet, waiting for Punker to get into position, I imagine. Maybe I'll try and get that res onto Captain Sota, but no, Sota is dead. No res is happening today. Seems they're going to just try and go for Beefy, assuming he doesn't bleed out in the meantime. They're coming out probably not the best, gives away his position. Hoopshoe does take down Landon as he tries to peek out from the Humvee. So it's all up to Pancake and Beefy, who they did get the res on. He's going to smoke out nicely. Make sure he can't get caught by House again. He managed to advance to the cement trucks there. Both of them actually did. SBL's probably not aware that they did manage to make it there, but he's going to be wary of it, since they did deploy lots of smoke. And also Poochie, who did manage to take down Beefy there. Almost a refrag from Pancake though. There's only 30 seconds left on the clock. SB House takes down Pancake. It's going to take it 3-3 with a tiebreaker. I'm going to mute my mic for a minute while I just blast my fan. Fan has been blasted and I have become half a Celsius cooler. I imagine it will not help very much. I've really taken the time with this final round here, making sure every single plan is written on that whiteboard. Make sure every single possibility has been discussed. Still, they're somehow faster than the beginners post round. Here we go, starting with this final round of the second map. You don't remember, Mob Squad took that initial round, so if Mob Squad takes this, they will take the match.
Don't take your time. Get there. Let's catch him by surprise.
Hey, Poop, I'm rolling with you, dude.
It looks like Mob Squad is going to push hard, fast, not going to give him any time to react. It's going to be a ambulance objective this time. That's pretty rough for SMC Tactical. It's a very nice objective to attack. I love it very much. It could only be improved if you had a spawn just here. Fortunately, not the case though. They say they're going to play hard and fast, but they are relatively slow so far. Shots already coming out from the south, almost killing Squeakin. I guess they did not expect someone to push so hard up to that rock here. It's a pretty nice position for a forward defense. They're playing very forward. Got one in that West 2 story. West Twin Tower. One on the objective, one by the plane wing, and two in that east side. very far up, and he's going to push even farther up to the building. Lander's going to try and peek this. He's not able to catch anyone though. Can manage to get to the other side of the building, get prone, sneaking up to the tank, or he could peek around that corner. He's just going to sit in this cubbyhole. It's a nice position. They're not going to expect him here. He's just going to wait for them to try and cross that road later on. If I was him, I'd put my tablet on the floor now, just in case. Shots from the objective come out, they don't hit anybody, they're not sure who they were even intended for. Might have been Sickness's bullet actually. Yeah, that's an AKM, that was Sickness's shots, probably towards the tank. Sickness peeks out a little bit, doesn't see anyone, but there is in fact someone hiding there, but a pretty tight angle that he's holding. He's just going to ignore the two at tank because this guy in the east is really distracting me. It's Cindy G. So there might have been a call out because Sickness has swapped over to watching the tank here. Might catch our Semper. But no, our Semper managed to attack Sickness. Finish him off as well. I ran out of water a while ago, so things are getting rough for me. Hopefully Moscow can finish us off and get to the third map. The shots are coming out over towards the roof. Managed to tag one Resable, however. They're going to get that res and fall back. Our Semper's prodding behind this tree. Don't see that very often. But they are going to send a flank around. That's allowing Jordan doing his work. Probably going to catch Synergy as he tries to push up through the street. As long as he peeks at the right time. This is risky for our Semper. There's one at the burning building. Mr. Beefy. But he's crossing over towards the objective. He's going to try and catch Pancake behind the rock. That way she does. He's on the objective. No one's around to hear him. There's one coming over from the south side. Lad and Jordan's not going to be able to see him in time. They're going to get this cap 5-3. Our Semper's failed. 1 second down from the Captain Sota. Our Semper's still not got the cap. He fails to get the cap. And they do finish this off. SMC Tactical winning that. Despite our Semper having ample opportunity to get that cap there, he completely whiffs it. I gotta say, I didn't expect that. I expected Moscow to at least take this with that really ample opportunity of getting the cap there. The third map's going to be bizarre. My favourite. I'm going to need to find a place where to store this overlay notification. I'm going to make it a little bit more embezzled and eye-catching, just to make sure I can catch it out the corner of my eye when needed. Yeah, I've added several more overlays with exclamation marks, and it looks like they're going to be rehosting. They're not going to be playing Downfall. Bazaar, rather. I'm curious as to what they're actually going to pick. I just want to make sure that everyone is leaving before I actually call it a rehost. Looks like everyone else is leaving. It's going to be a rehost. Likely on Sickness as host. Yes, I've received a Steam message. That is indeed the case. Yeah, you're not allowed to see the password. I've got to put you on that screen in the meantime. It is in fact going to be cargo for this map. I'm kind of sad we don't get to see any bazaar, but we do get to see cargo, which is good enough, honestly.
We're gonna put the vote coming on now, but we're gonna discuss which teams we want. Okay.
It's going to be a southeast objective to start off with. We're going to discuss their
Yeah,
teams
guys,
first.
Go to the gym early.
I think I've perfected my my overlay message. I will I'd like to try and tape it somewhere, but definitely have anywhere to tape it to. Try and wedge it somewhere. I'm unable to find it somewhere where I can wedge it. Okay, that fits perfectly. Alright. It's wedged underneath my monitor. Looks like we're just waiting on Arsem and also another member of Mod Squad that I've forgotten the name of. Let's check it. Esterby House, that's it. How could I forget House? Let's bring you back into the gameplay. Gonna bedazzle this sheet of paper a little bit more, just so the corner I can actually see with my mic in the way. More eye-catching. Like House is in. He seems to be speaking very quietly, so I imagine he's having to stay quiet. Not sure how late it is in the Americas right now. My overlay notification sound is going off, but there is no need. The overlay is not on. Continuing. There you go, it's fine. We're just waiting on Arsem yet again to finish off the tactical talk with his team. Then we'll be hopping into the first round of cargo. This is going to be SMC Tactical's pick. It feels like SMC Tactical has picked every map so far. I think they actually have. Mob Squad has given up their right to pick maps for all of them. Their one and only map pick, rather. Watching the chat now, seeing that failed cap, very entertaining. Arsem has really taken his time yet again. can't afford to take something on and off like that, Smithy. It won't work out. You've seen what happens with the overlay. I've got it kind of resting on a cable with its top against the bottom of my monitor. It's a little lip where it can rest. I have just realised it is not in fact Squeeuken. Actually, it might be. How do you pronounce it? Maybe Squeeuken? It feels wrong to say Squeeuken now. Doesn't feel right. Our Semper has finally readied up. He has woken up from his very deep slumber, and they're going to be helping him to this first round very soon. This match is going to be a very, very long one. So all of you who have stuck with it for the past 2 hours and 20 minutes, God bless you.
The series, though, if we don't, even if we win this map, if we don't score well enough.
Alright, okay, Soda, you go center there, and I'll go right side. He runs center here.
Landon, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm curious as to how they're going to play their defense here. Mob Squad and SMC Tactical, both of them. I wonder if it's going to be just as aggressive as everything else. Pancake almost nabs STB House getting to the crates there. Oh, I wonder if it's going to pre-nade that now. Like he knows there's someone there. If not, he's just going to peek it instead. Do actually have a guy prone at the back. That could be a serious problem for MC Tactical, as it is next to impossible to see him, our Semper. But they do have a shield coming up through the alleyway. I've never seen this position here. What is this? Oh, that was like blocked away, but apparently not. One member of Mob Squad going down, having a trade with Captain Sosa's shield taken down, Sickness dead, get a refrag onto CG from Landon though. They can get the res off onto Captain Sosa though. Shots coming out from the east side, managing to take down one I believe, or not. Just some defensive, not defensive, preemptive shots. STB House does manage to get some pre-fire over towards Landon. And Landon pre-fires team kills his teammate. Now STB and Landon in a little bit of firefight. STB House taken down by Landon. 2v2. And the nade thrown out over towards the objective. Bounces off. If Pikachu rounded that corner, he'd be dead. That was nearly perfect. And our Semper is blind. Another flash coming from Pikachu. Leave also a nade maybe. Indeed, went way too far though. Lad's gonna round this corner. Or rather this round the crate. And just be completely decimated by Pikachu if he's looking over towards his left side. Yes, he peeks the corner, takes down Lad and John. It's all up to Semper and Pikachu. They do take down the remaining member, Mr. Beefy. The first one's going to go to Mob Squad. I'm curious to see what SMC Tactical's defense tactics are for this. I wonder if they're going to play really aggressive, like they have with other maps, where they're going to stay back a little bit. I haven't seen much of SMC Tactical on Cargo, strangely enough, even though it's quite a popular map. Phoenix beats G, man, that is surprising. That's good to know, Arsenic. I would not have thought they'd been able to beat G, man, that's very surprising. I'm gonna check the Discord. I can't quite believe it. It's in fact true. 9-6. A 4-0 on Suburbia, 4-2 on Bazaar. Wow. And again, being very slow, our Senpai. I almost want to start this timer again. He's ready, damn it. Timer will not be used this round, but it will be used next round. We are going to be finally hopping into the second round. Feels like they are taking an eternity in the pre-round. What it is.
To say he heard you.
Who can throw him? Synergy, you can throw him?
No.
Alright, I'm smoking it now.
Lots of smoke's going to come out the second. Well, not even before the, not even as the round starts, but they're going to throw them nice and accurately into the kind of death alley there. Shots coming out, almost taking down SB House. Pancake playing really aggressive, takes down one. SB House actually prone. I thought he was down for a second. Pancake will not expect that. A very early pick, only 15 seconds in. Squiggy downed. Another one also down. Synergy is completely dead. Squiggy finished off SB House, takes down another. Pancake takes down SB House rather. And our Semper and Mr. Beefy are going to be right next to each other. He throws out smoke. Mr. Beefy's going to rush him. But it's too obvious. Mr. Beefy gets taken down by Semper. Waiting for him around that corner. You ought to be pretty spooked here. I was reading chat there. I kind of missed that, but he was shot by landing Jordan from the red container, or rather not the red container, the kind of pipes there, or possibly from the crates. But regardless, that second round goes to SMC Tactical. I have a feeling I'm going to see a 3-4, and it's going to be dragged out very, very long. Let's hope our Semper doesn't wait around too long again. If not, I will have to tell him to speed up, even though he's totally within his rulebook rights to take up to 5 minutes time. So I cannot do anything but I will complain to him. Complain to him that I cannot speak too long here. Look, our Semper has finally readied up. He's not going to be waiting around too long this time. Only spending like a minute, 20 seconds or so this time. And here we go, hopping into this next round. The objective not repeating. That's kind of worrying. Let's not dwell on it. But it's going to be a north objective. That's pretty nice defense objective from Mob Squad. But Cygnus is going to be bringing the shield yet again. Shield very powerful on this map. very powerful in any small map really, but especially on this map it can be a real menace, especially if you bring a teammate brings a laser sight gun, maybe like an AUG or something, can seriously destroy you. Preferred tactic of boss fight and recently beginners as well. Also, if you need it, I can turn up the camera a little bit for cargo. Just request in chat if you do. They coming on to the east side, almost tagging Beefy nearly. It looks like he goes a little bit too far. Pancake peeks this kind of corner over towards the death alley. He's going to be in a world of pain. Just come out from Beefy, I think, or maybe from the Semper behind the barrels. Not entirely sure, but Beefy does rush up with that flash, rushes inside. He's in a real nice position now.
Oh, you're over there. Hey, there's a guy over here at the barrel on the far right side.
Mr. Beefy's taunting our Semper. Pancake responds in kind, but gets taken down by Poopchu. There's an enormous explosion of wood chips there. And hear Mr. Beefy just earlier screaming out as Pancake went down. More shots coming out towards the centre of the map, one another taken down. Mr. Beefy getting increasingly distressed. A really nice nade onto our Semper, takes him down all the way from Landon and Sickness on the other side of the map. Mr. Beefy just wrecking up that east side, taking down two and finishing off another. It's all up to SqueakyUK now. They could in theory get the cap, though it will be very difficult. There's no way SqueakyUK will let this happen. There's one on the objective now. Landon Jordan does just finish off SqueakyUK as he tries to rush for the objective.
I know. He saw me cross.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't get in time to see his face. That's sad. But SMC Tactical might have been able to pull off, maybe with a use of a flash there. Might have been able to pull off a cap, but everything's possible in hindsight. Let's start up this time up. We will hopefully time them and get up the whip if they take too long. Well, when did Phoenix pick up 2 old? I thought he was still a reservist, apparently not. Yeah, they seem to have picked up 2 old and Inaka. Apparently not. 2 old is still on the reservist in Discord. Ask him, see what team he's really on. See if he's a public servant or a member of Phoenix. Oh, Semper yet again dragging his feet. Dragging this match out to a extreme degree. I can't really complain too much because this is the map roller that they play for the win. If this was just a for points match, I would tell them to hurry up, but I can't really do that here. It'd be mean. Two minutes of their 5 have already elapsed and they are still waiting. Synergy probably swapping out his loadout a little bit under command of SqueakyUK. I'll just call him Squiggy from now on. There's no reason not to, but we are going to be starting off like 3 minutes. That's pretty good. That is a respectable amount of time though, still pretty rough on a solo cast.
I was gonna run up and hug him, but I was like, if we both die, Sickness be so mad at me.
Yeah, you made the right call there. He was the last guy alive.
I'd quite like to see that. Not Squee. Whatever his name is. Landon had just rushed up and bear hugged the enemy while they went for the cap on the objective. A really aggressive defense again from Pancake. One taken down already. Synergy almost going to get taken out by Sickness again as he sprays through there, through the tunnel.
Yeah. I'm pushing up, okay? I'm going.
He's going to get completely wrecked as he can't see him around the corner. Yeah, he doesn't expect him to get finished off, but there's a refrag from Landon Jordan onto Sickness. And looks like Pancake also went down. SMC House must have got him. Who's just going to push up hard, gets taken out by Landon, he's on fire. SPL's going to try and avenge it, but nope, gets taken out by Landon as well. Picking up 3 kills in the space of 15 seconds. Check what his score is there. 5-1. Carrying the team. We've also got Captain Sota and Beefy with the 4s and 2s. Very respectable as well. There isn't enough kills for the rest of the team to be able to take, but these shots are coming from Captain Sota. They know where the last guy is, so Land's going to push him. 3v1, that's pretty risky though.
Yeah! Squad! This one too.
Land's happy. So they are going to take that Volk round, which is rather unusual. It feels like they haven't taken a Volk round in a while. But he's very happy. He celebrates getting 4 or 5 kills there. I believe it was 4. Yeah, it was definitely 4 for certain. I think he's lying about the squad wipe. The squad wipe, rather. This may be the final round here if SMC Tactical just wipes up with the final Marsok round. But I have a feeling they're going to take the next Volk round and go 4-2 to SMC. Looks like it's Sickness that's dragging his feet this time. They want to try and get this 4-1. Would win them. They do have an enormous lead. They're not going to pass this up considering it's the winning map. And we are going to be starting off now. Wrong button, there we go. It's going to be a pretty open objective from Mob Squad. This is bad. I imagine SMC is going to take this, see what they're thinking.
Is that where the sheet? Is that where the tunnel is? No.
No, tunnel's right side.
Tunnel's on. Tunnel, yeah.
You get further up. Oh my god. Left side,
Okay, I'm not doing it, Landon. I'm too late.
Left side tunnel. Yeah.
A little bit of confusion about where the tunnel is. Kind of interesting, but there are going to be some early suppressive shots down the hallway of death already. Really tight defense on that east side as well, but Sickness is just going straight through. He doesn't care anything about a guy being at the end of the tunnel here. Signaled that there's someone over towards the objective. Land's just following in tow with his gun up. Looks like one was taken down on the objective. Not sure who by, but there's a refrag from the northeast onto Mr. Beefy, I believe. Yes, SB House was the one that was killed. And they detonating on Sickness's head doesn't get him. Land was taken down though. Pipju calls out the shield in the tunnel. They're going to be very wary of that now, but Silent just rushes out of the open. It's taken up by Captain. Another also tried to go for the flank and was taken down. A really nice laid onto Poop Tube. Must have took it off Alan Jordan's body and just dropped at his feet as he ran out. It's all up to Semper, last man. This won't work out. It'll be 4-1 to SMC's tactical. No, Cygnus was taken in by Semper, but he's not going to be at this 2v1. I have a hunch. My crystal ball may be cloudy, but it's not that wrong. Oh, never mind. They get the cap. Captain Surgeon, I didn't even realise. Making it 5-1. That is crushing for the MMR. Maybe a mob squad immediately disconnects. Can't imagine he was happy. I kind of wish I had actually seen that, but no, it doesn't matter. Oh well. They do manage to get that, Ooh. Why isn't that working? Here's my stuff as unbound, oh well. But we are going to be ending the cast here after I draw out these the people that won the Onward Steam keys. That was a win from SMC Tactical, taking it 1-4, 4-3, 5-1 for a total score of 10-8. 10-8. So if not for that cap, that would have been 9-8. So it really shows how close that match was, really. MC Tactical kind of asleep for that first map on Suburbia, but really waking up for Quarantine 1, and very much so for Cargo as well. Almost getting 2 caps. But anyway, let's draw these winners then, by using the Reddit random comment sorting functionality. Just quickly refresh the pages. So, for the Oculus... the Oculus subreddit giveaway, the winner is Cross Mixed Reality, Cross MR. That's actually the first guy that well, one of the first guys that commented, but it is definitely set to random. There's only 37 comments. I thought more people had entered, but congratulations, Cross MR. You've got the Onward Steam key. Now for the r/Vive thread, let's refresh this and have a look. It's going to be Zovaz2. He loves FPS and loves Pavlov. Hopefully he wins, and you have indeed won, my friend. I will be messaging you the Steam key later. Well, I'll message it to you in a few minutes. Hopefully you were watching so you could enjoy the excitement of watching that get pulled live. But that's all for today. I think we might have more casts tomorrow. Actually, it's Sunday. Alright, no casts tomorrow. We will be seeing more later on in the week, likely from Thursday to Sunday. So if you want to hang around then, we'll be happy to receive you. We're going to show you to some clips before we head off, and then that will be it from us. Goodbye.
Let's go, you cock juggling thunder cunt. Come on, this way, this way.
Friendly relations between members of Animal House.
It's fucking 90 seconds, bitch. We gotta...
Didn't hit him.
Two-hole throws a frag. Doesn't do what he wants.
No, it does. He caught Zarek.
Oh, wow. Well, from his comment after throwing it, you would have thought that that did not do what he wanted it to do, but it did have...
Didn't hit him.
I gotta say, this is slightly underwhelming compared to what I would expect these clips to be.
Minute 10, he's pushing up towards tank. Still has some nades left. I think that's a frag. That's smoke, though, right on top of Sri Lankan. That's going to give away his position. We'll see if Vegas can get a pick here. 55's left. Minute 10, he's pushing.
abandoning the clips idea for now. I probably should have selected better clips. We're going to throw you over to the league ad bumper and we'll sign off. Goodbye.
Looking to get into competitive virtual reality gaming? Register and compete for free at VRMasterLeague.com. Join hundreds of community members in the official Discord, where you can find a team, discuss a game, and more. Every week, teams from across the globe play for the chance to participate in the end-of-season championship tournament for prizes from league sponsors, ProTube VR, and VR Cover. Think you got what it takes? Join VR Master League and find out.
Sickness getting dangerously close to objective, though. He is going for the plant.
Operator taking shots. They know he's back by the objective room.
Kino's has no idea Beasley managed to get past him. It's going to be a 3v3 for beginners.
This is catastrophic for Raphael, right?
Soul defended now to the map.
God, look at this.
Kills on him.
He did it! I didn't even see it!
He's getting greedy! Is he gonna get it? He gets it! He gets the knife!
A grenade returning for Sir Al, and Sir Al is down! That's how you throw a grenade.
You hear someone here?
He hears Scooby, He got Scooby. Another one coming.
Gets one,
Operator,
gets
he
two.
got operator.
That was